All right, I think we are live. Welcome everyone to the live stream. For the first half of this video, like always, we're going to be building the watch list. And then on the second half, we're going to be focusing on the open belt for about 30 minutes of trading. And that should wrap up this live stream, which will last just about a half an hour. So yes, stay tuned for that. I'm just checking, make sure all of these settings are right. Yesterday, it was such a good live stream, but it was cut off halfway through due to some internet connections. We got our whole trade live, but then afterwards I realized it was cut off shortly, so that was a little upsetting. If you guys are watching this live or on playback, first of all, I appreciate you guys for making the time to improve your own trading education and joining me today. I've personally learned so much from other people and other traders going live and showing their trading via live streams or just some open bell recordings or anything like that. So I hope I can do my part and try to contribute to the educational sphere in that regard through these live streams. So also, as I mentioned yesterday, briefly, I'm going to touch on it again. I'm going to be coming out with a video on my $25,000 challenge to get past the PTD rule, because that is the biggest hurdle for every new trader. So that's what this kind of personal challenge is for. I'm going to be coming out with a video about that on Tuesday next week. So all the details are going to be in there, so I won't really focus on it too much. For now, I'm going to be focusing on doing these live streams every trading day. And today, I actually might not be able to trade, but I'm going to dive into that a little bit. And that's because we've already hit our max trades for the day or for the week. So we had, so I have two accounts, a IRA account and I have a individual account, 3 trades on each one, right? You can make 3 trades within 5 business days. And then after that, you would need an account over $25,000, or you're labeled as a PTT trader, pattern day trader, and then you cannot make any more trades, or like for 120 days or something. Your account basically gets frozen, and that's a US law. So other countries don't apply, but this is for US laws. Anyway, guys, quick little thing about me. My name's Alex Winkler, full-time. I used to be a full-time trader when living in New York City from 2013 to 2016. Then I stopped for a few years to build my startup with my brother, Vice Offers, which was good fun. And we recently got a manager to handle that more. So I don't really do much besides some finance and payouts. And then I spent kind of 2 years, or during the kind of the startup phase, I also spent about 2 years traveling. And now I'm really back and ready to dive fully into trading. So I started off with this little challenge to kind of gear myself up for it, because I didn't want to dive into it head first again. I wanted to get the rust off of me a little bit. So let's dive into the watch list stuff. And that'll probably be one of the last times I'm going to recap what everything's about. Yesterday was a little shaky, so I just wanted to kind of put everything on there kind of straight for the record. Okay, so let me share my screen. And then I think this one might be zoomed in a little bit more. Okay, this is just a little bit more zoomed in. Okay, and this little crypto thing here at the bottom is a little distracting. This is actually for our other, originally this channel was more geared on trading crypto. We trade a lot of Litecoin, but now we do a bit more accumulation because we hit some sort of bottom, and I could focus a bit more on equities trading. So I'll go ahead and probably change this crypto.enzlo thing probably for the next live stream. Okay, so I just am writing here right now a little bit more about the live stream, but there's a few things I want to pull up first, and that is if you go to, if I just show my accounts right here, I'm going to show it. So you can, right now I have 3 day trades left, it says, for my IRA account. Unfortunately, there is negative buying power in here because we already placed the trade. In IRA accounts, they cannot be margin accounts. So I don't have funds available to trade. And then my other account is fully, well, there's no trades left in this account. So I can't trade on this account, unfortunately. And that kind of freezes up my TD Ameritrade account a little bit. Now, I am working on getting the Webull account ready for some day trading, but I still need to do my deposit. And for that, first of all, I need to go ahead and do it via the app, which is, in my opinion, a little weird that I need to use an app to make a deposit, but whatever. I guess we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I just want you guys to know I tried to do it online and it does not work. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and deposit this. Settings, yeah, then you can go to accounts. I'll make a little video, maybe a tutorial video on this if it's necessary, but I think it's going to be pretty straightforward for you guys can figure out on your own. Now TD Ameritrade has this, works really fast. When I go to make a deposit on TD Ameritrade, it's usually the same day. The second I say collect my funds, it's the same day, which is quite amazing. So I'm going to see, maybe that can happen today. And I'm going to go and deposit probably around $1,000. So there is instant verification. Go ahead and do that. Also, if you guys want a link to the Webull app, that you get 2 free stocks if you deposit $100. It's in the video description below. And that's what I'm doing too. So I'm gonna get 2 free stocks, which is pretty badass. I guess, I mean, it's not bad, you know, why not? It's basically some free money. It's always good, you know, it's on the table, might as well take it. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. We're going to dive into the watch list in just a few moments here. So feel free, if you're watching this on playback, to just skip ahead. I'll dive into that just in a moment here. I want to see if we can get this deposit going. And if we do, that would mean maybe we'll be able to do some trading today. There is somebody singing really loudly nearby, and it's kind of insane how you can hear it from here. Usually you don't hear much in these old buildings, but in this one, in this case, I'm about to walk over there and be like, "What are you doing?" I mean, I thought somebody was dying for a little bit. There's honest screaming going on, and then I realized that I think this guy's just singing. But when I mean singing, I mean screaming. So let me know if you guys hear that. It's quite ridiculous, honestly. It's actually really funny because I hear it perfectly, but I don't think you guys will hear it. I got this mic, the blue mic, and it really isolates where it picks up sound, so it's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna give myself 3 more minutes to do this, and if I don't achieve it in those 3 minutes, then we'll go ahead and just dive right into the watch list. I already have a few things I'm looking at. Either way, it's gonna be good fun to watch the market open, and you know, you always want to act like you're trading. You always want to be watching the market. Every day is a learning day. And really, we want to focus on risk management and just not losing any money for these first, I would say, 2 months, maybe 3 months. So you know, 8 plus weeks, I would say the biggest thing we want to be focusing on is just, you know, risk management, growing the account, not necessarily quickly, but just, you know, taking profits quickly, cutting losses quickly, getting our groove back. And then once all that kind of comes together, then we can start really focusing a bit more on account growth and potentially taking some maybe riskier positions, but not necessarily. Okay, one last try. Having some issues over here. This guy's singing is just kind of ridiculous. Okay, so I don't know if you, let me see if you guys will see this. Let me go to the full cam again. Here is kind of what I was working on. I can pick my app right now or pick my bank and put in that information. Unfortunately, it wasn't going through, so I guess we won't be able to do it today. So let's just dive into the watch list, and then I guess later on I'll go and try to do that myself. Okay, so the first thing we are seeing that's moving pre-market is FCEL. And FCEL is, oops, we're not on it right now. So this one is a massive runner. They just had a fuel cell. They had a deal, I believe, with Intel. Let me quickly check that. I might be thinking about a different company. Oh, it looks like BK is clearly we are back. Okay, guys, I hope everything. I hope we're back. It looks like I'm getting again good signal. We had some bad internet for a few moments here. We are back. I apologize for that. There's really nothing I can do. I'm gonna again complain a little bit. I don't understand why our internet is bad. We have the best internet plan you can get, over 200 megabytes a second. And when you are in Europe, sometimes Europe just has horrible internet. And this is something I preach over and over again because it's true. Constantly, wherever I am, it's just horrible here. Okay, back to excellent connection. We're back. Let's just check out FCEL for a little bit. And this is the pre-market, so you guys can see what's going on now with so on the 4 hour, you can see the pre-market, and on the daily, you can't see the pre-market. That's why we're on the 4 hour view right now. Sorry that I'm a little all over the place. That internet issue just kind of got us off beat a little bit. So right now we're spiking up to this area where there's going to be, we've done it before, or I guess you could even say 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. This time we held the highs just a little bit. So I want to kind of go ahead and identify this 0.747, or I guess you could even say 0.75, I would say. Just this area right here. as big resistance. So let's see, there might be a good chance that there's going to be a pullback to this area, and then a further breakout to the 0.75, and then maybe a continuation from there. So let's see what happens on the opening bell. And again, this screen, you can see a little bit better what's going on. Right now we're having a little bit of pullback right here, and this looks like it's forming some sort of channel. Again, I would not be just blindly getting into this one, and it's not really something I would be trading unless we had a bigger pullback. And honestly, I kind of like this 0.55 area. So I would probably be looking for a pullback maybe into this area, or even a bit further down into this area. What oftentimes is a really good place to get in is near a whole number. And since there's obviously no real whole numbers right here, you could talk about something like 0.5, something that's really easy to remember, a bit more digestible. And I think that's why 0.55 could be interesting as well before 0.5. So both of these could be really interesting areas, and a bounce off of this area could be quite nice. To consider about FCEL, the shares reverse split. So if you divide this by 12, then it's clearly not as much anymore. So let's just quickly do that so you guys can see a bit more. So there's probably more around realistically million shares float. So that's a much better, and that means there could still be a lot of volatility, and the stock really could bounce pretty hard. And that's kind of exactly what we're seeing, because anything between 5 and I would say 25 million float is a pretty good float in terms of what you want to look for. Now, if there was no reverse split and it was still 176 shares float, then it's not necessarily something that would be moving probably as volatile as it is. And you can see here that the pre-market bounced off of these levels very nicely at this 0.55, a little bit above it. So this would have been a pretty interesting pre-market. Could have snagged a 6.29% bounce already. Oh man, exactly. All this area, but that first bounce though was really then 3 roundhouse. That's kind of what we're dealing with right now. We're an offshore internet broker provider, so I have unlimited day trades. It's just really the biggest handicap ever to not be able to day trade, even though we're watching these perfect really kind of play out right before our eyes. So let's see what happens. This would have been 2 phenomenal trades today. Yeah, so we'll see. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I don't think the internet is gonna hold on to what we're trying to do. So guys, thanks, and I will see you again tomorrow. Till next time, ciao.